Let's just jump right into it. Continuing the fight, Saitama walks up to this new awakened Garou. Once again, Garou is reunited with Taro, the boy that he was protecting so hard. Before the fighting continues, Garou tells Taro, "I'll show how powerless heroes are and destroy all your ideals. Then I shall reign as absolute evil and put an end to all the injustice that we have suffered." This freaks Taro out as he realizes that he's about to fight Saitama, even though he doesn't know Saitama's full strength. But still, he begs Garou not to do it, that if he hurts any more heroes, they're gonna really think that he's a monster. And in Taro's eye, this guy's not a monster. He's Uncle. He's the guy who saved his life. He can't be that bad of a guy. And man, I love this next part. Saitama gets in Garou's face and starts taunting him. "You wanna hit me? Go ahead." He has that biggest grin on his face. He's like, "You scared?" Garou ain't no bitch though. He says, "Of course not," and smacks the hell out of Saitama. It's silly scenes like this where I want to see them hurry up and animate it. Of course, it's not going to do anything to Saitama and his head, so his head just bobs back and forth back into place. Our favorite hero reassures Taro that, "Don't worry, he can't scratch me, everything's going to be okay." Without a second to waste, the hero hunter then again tries to attack our favorite hero. But the problem is he's trying to attack and fight Saitama in an area where there's tons of innocent people, including Taro, including other heroes. There are lives at stake. Being the smart and also being the most disrespectful person, Saitama slaps Garou across somewhere far enough where people can't get hurt and promises Taro that he's not going to waste them. So while we are going to get this fight, we're not going to get a fight where Saitama feels like he needs to kill Garou with full deadly Saitama punches. We've barely scratched the surface when it comes to this fight, and Garou's already growing at an alarming rate when it comes to his strength. Meanwhile, Saitama still fails to understand what Garou's true goal is here. He doesn't view him as evil or a bad person, noticing all this from the brief interaction he's seen between the two. Because he's the kind of guy who a crying kid hopes will find redemption, and that one kid was brave to not run away, says Saitama. Garou's not trying to hear any more of this shit though, so to shut Saitama up, he goes in for the attack. And boy do we get some phenomenal drawing from these fight sequences. While fighting, Saitama actually runs into a problem with Garou though, because Garou is using some advanced martial arts. Saitama can't seem to land any of his punches on him. However, you can say the same for Garou towards Saitama, because Garou gets annoyed that Saitama's evading with just reflex and agility. Nonetheless, Saitama still lacks martial arts skills, I guess if you want to call it that, and the result of that is him being full of openings, which makes sense too because Saitama never had any reason to train in martial arts and become a master at movement. The dude ends all of his fights in one punch, alright? There's no point in training and doing all that extra shit just to end the fight in one punch, at least in Saitama's eyes. To finally hit the Cape Baldy, Garou calculates far in advance to predict his move and eventually lands a good blow called God Killer and projects Saitama into these buildings, completely annihilating them. Well, annihilating them after he moves in to use a move called Great Power Attack. And he definitely destroys all these buildings with this attack. You don't need me to tell you that Saitama's okay after this attack, but here's the funny part to all this. Ironically, Garou's trying to become absolute evil as he's fighting Saitama, but ends up doing so much good at the same time. Without meaning to, of course, but still, good is good. Him using that attack on Saitama cleared all the rubble that was around the buildings and freed a couple people that was trapped underground. So right after everything got cleared, they were able to escape. We all enjoy battles that take place near a volcano, right? Well, that's what we get. And yeah, we get another transformation for Garou. This mofo decided, hey, let's grow some wings. His face just morphs into a more monster-like being, and he's much bigger. Remember how Garou helped those guys earlier unintentionally? Well, he does it again for this volcano. This volcano was about to wreak havoc all over the town. That is until the results of Garou's shockwaves, his attacks, completely redirects the lava and the way that it explodes in the other direction, saving everybody. A reality check starts kicking in for Garou too. He realizes all these attacks aren't working on Saitama. He's still getting punched around by Saitama and comes to the conclusion that he's just simply stronger than a mountain. If only he really knew how strong this guy was. I don't even know why I'm saying it like that, because he definitely finds out how strong this guy is as the fight continues. Going back to Garou accidentally saving the town, Saitama notices this and compares it to King. He says, you try not to, but you help people, and that's like King. You've got a hero's instinct. Now, Saitama, I'm gonna have to stop you right there. That's where you're wrong. Nobody could compare to the hero instinct of King. King is the god of your universe. Not even you can take down King. King is that powerful. I'm gonna need to see what happens when beings like King and beings like Buggy from One Piece ends up clashing against each other. For sure, their fight is gonna cause the real multiverse of madness. I think I'll stop it right here for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, like, sub, and all that usual stuff. And definitely catch me in the next one. More coming soon.